divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And I think this game is going to be the toughest matchup for the Patriots that they will have for the rest of this season. Going up against the Houston Texans, the best defense in the NFL. And you can know that is 3 p.m. Eastern Time, not 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central Time. But the Patriots are -3 going into this one, and they expect this to be a very, very, very low-scoring game. But I mean, I'll just come out and say it. I think this is going to be the hardest matchup this season. I don't think it's going to be an easy one. I don't think that Drake May is going to come in and just dominate like we usually see him do. This team is very, very good. But Drake May has seen this team before. He has seen this team before in his first ever game, NFL game, first ever start. He played the Texans. And yes, the Texans won like 40-20, but we know what the Patriots were last year compared to this year. And the good thing about this game is that it comes on Sunday after the divisional matchup for the Bills and the Broncos. So we will know the opponent in the AFC Championship beforehand. If it's the Bills or if it's the Broncos. If it's the Broncos, the Patriots have to go into Mile High Stadium and go into Denver, which they have struggled with in the past, the last 2 times that we have seen the Broncos in the AFC Championship. If it's against the Bills, it's round 3 at Gillette Stadium. So there's your full schedule. I'm really looking forward to that Rams-Bears game. Hopefully, I get to be happy and not depressed watching that game after ours. But before we get into the preview, this is the closest Texans today and Patriots today has been. This is a huge battle, not only on the football field, but also in the sub battle. They currently have 1,000 more subs than we have. We passed them at some point, and then Texans today turned on the gas. Well, we got to turn on the gas too. So if you want coverage every single day, all the time, go ahead and hit that sub button right now. We are covering it throughout the whole entire way. So go ahead. Go give me a sub and tell Jeremy Chugs to suck it. Let's talk about some of the injuries to watch for during this game. You got Harold Landry. These are the 3 that I am looking at in particular. Harold Landry, he did play last week. He had a knee injury, but he only played 40% of the snaps. Khyiris Tonga, he has missed the last 3 games with that foot injury. And then, of course, we got to talk about Christian Gonzalez. And all eyes are on Gonzo. That is the most that we are worried about because unlike Harold Landry and unlike Khyiris Tonga, where they are huge players in our defense, it's all Christian Gonzalez. And if you guys missed it on Sunday, Christian Gonzalez was placed in concussion protocol after being ruled out for Sunday's 16-3 win over the Los Angeles Chargers in the 4th quarter. He got hurt playing a ball on Quentin Johnston. And his head hit the ground. He played one game. He played one snap, I should say, and then came out of the game. But he has until Sunday to get cleared from concussion protocol. And getting cleared from protocol, it's not that bad. But from the injury report and from what we saw Mike Vrabel say that we are expecting him to play on Sunday. I'm expecting him to be there because he's practicing. He was in the red jersey on Wednesday, and that gives him 3 more days to get cleared from protocol. I mean, the injury report, it's pretty solid. I mean, a couple players. We have our normal Morgan Moses, who was out for rest. Hunter Henry was also out. He was limited in practice. But the one thing that I looked at was Anfernee Jennings. And you could see Terrell Jennings, who was in concussion protocol the last 4 weeks, and this is what I talked about. It is very much different for each concussion. Gonzo suffered a concussion literally 4 days ago. Terrell Jennings suffered a concussion 5 weeks ago, and he is still in protocol compared to Gonzo, who was on his way to pass. He's in that phase 4. Both of these guys are in the phase 4, and once they get into that phase 5, you can see Khyiris Tonga, also a limited participant where he has been mispracticed for the last 3 weeks. But Moses, I would say more that was rest rather than his knee and Hunter Henry knee. Anfernee Jennings, I'm interested in that with his limited knee injury, but we'll see. We'll see. For the Texans, there's only one, after talking to host Jeremy Chugs, one injury that we have to worry about, and that is Nico Collins. Justin Watson, He honestly said he doesn't play. I don't know how he suffered a concussion. But Nico Collins was downgraded out with a concussion. He did not practice for the Texans on Wednesday. So most likely not going to pass protocol. And I will just say, Nico Collins would be a huge loss for Houston because he's their best receiver. Tank Dell's out. And it's just left for Christian Kirk and Xavier Hutchinson. They do have Dalton Schultz, but more likely, no Nico Collins. Who the hell is C.J. Stroud going to throw to? Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins, they have a lot of rookies, but they're rookies. Without Nico Collins, it's going to be a long day for them. Let's go into what we did last week, kind of looking at who has the edge. And the first one, head coach, I got to go with the Patriots. And why do I say that? Well, DeMeco Ryans is a good coach. He took this Texans team back to where they were, and they're actually relevant again. And he has playoff wins. But I like Vrabel. I like his style. I like his culture. He is a player-driven guy, and I'm gonna give the head coach to the Patriots. Neither Vrabel has made it to an AFC Championship game. DeMeco Ryans has not. I give it to the guy with more experience. Quarterback, this is an easy one. This is a flat-out easy one. It's the Patriots. I mean, C.J. Stroud, he was looking like he was going to be one of the top quarterbacks in football, and then he just really hasn't kind of shown. And, Searle, that QB rating is way wrong, by the way, for Drake May. That is 100. His QB rating is not that low before we give the graphic up. But, I mean, Drake May has over 1,000 yards. C.J. Stroud has the same amount of interceptions. Drake May has thrown for 31 touchdowns. C.J. Stroud has thrown for 19. Like, it's clear and obvious who has the better edge, and it's the quarterback. It's Mr. Drake May. Because C.J. Stroud, when I watch him play, he also can't move. That's the one big thing that I look at more than anything. And we don't have to bring it up, sir. We could just go past it. But, okay, we got it. It's 113.5. There we go. It's at 77. I was like, that is completely wrong. But you can see the stats. You can see the stats right there. Drake May's way better. Better completion percentage. More yards. More touchdowns. Same amount of interceptions. But why? Because C.J. Stroud is scared to throw the ball down the field. And you can see the QB rating is way better for Drake May. Stroud makes a ton of mistakes. And what do I mean by that? Well, I watched the game on Monday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He tried to make a play happen in the red zone and threw the worst interception that I have possibly seen. So I am giving that one to the Patriots. And now we go to the running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. And I'm going to go even, but I put a little asterisk there because there's a difference. If Nico Collins plays, then I got to give it to the Houston Texans. Because Nico Collins is a solid wide receiver. But when you go and you have Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, that is better than Woody Marks and Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, he's gone through a lot of injuries. Yeah, Jeremy Chugg's looking over here. I got to give the edge to the Patriots if Nico Collins doesn't play. And tight end, well, Hunter Henry and Dalton Schultz are pretty much the same guy. And for the offensive line, I got to say it's even. It's completely even. When you look at the Patriots' offensive line compared to the Texans' offensive line, the Texans, well, their offensive line has a lot of former Patriots. Jake Andrews, former Patriot. Trent Brown, our favorite man from all the way back in like 2017, former Patriot. You're supposed to tell me that I'm supposed to be scared of Ed Ingram, Tyler Howard, and Ariante Ursary? No. But then when you look at the Patriots' offensive line, and you're telling me, like, for example, a Texans fan is probably going to say, I think that Will Campbell and Morgan Moses are going to be able to go up against Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. Yeah, they're both decent. I'm not going to say they're good. I'm not going to say they're bad, but they're around the kind of equal playing field when you look at the offensive lines. I maybe give the Patriots maybe that's probably just biased. Interior defensive line, 100%. I'm going with the Patriots on this one. No doubt about it. I think the Patriots have the best interior defensive line by far in the NFL. Because when you look at the pressure rates that they get on quarterbacks, not only is their run defense one of the best when they're fully healthy, their pass defense is one of the best. You can see right here, Jeffrey Simmons is by far the best defensive tackle in football. But Christian Barmore and Milton Williams are the second and third highest pressure rates among defensive tackles. Yeah, good luck stopping those two guys. Jake Andrews, come on, man. Come on. I got to go with the Patriots as the edge. Now, for the linebackers, it's the Texans. I said it best. Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, interior defensive line chugs. He's looking at me like now. Milton Williams and Christian Barmore, two of the best in the NFL. But when it comes to the linebackers, you got to go with the Texans. The stats, they do not lie at all. 54 tackles for Will Anderson, 54 for Danielle Hunter, the 35 tackles for loss. And you can see right there, between the two edges, they both have 27. 27 sacks between the two of them. And Azeez Al-Shire, 103 tackles. Come on, man. He's an amazing linebacker. This is the best edge room in the NFL. Better than that spew they have over there with Allen and Nick Bonito in Denver. Yes, it goes to the Texans. Now we got the secondary. The secondary, I got to give a close one to the Patriots. Because, well, I like the Texans defensive backs, as Chugs has still tried to make me laugh. But Gonzo and Derek Stingley Jr., two of the top corners. Marcus Jones has proved to be an all-pro this season. And Carlton Davis, he's got the depth. And special teams, I think they got the better kicker, but we got the better returner. You can't punt to Marcus Jones at all. You can't punt to Marcus Jones. If they even think about punting, they are going to be taken advantage of. Which I pause. But those of you who has the edge, I think I got the Patriots in this one. You let me know who you got down in the comments section. Go type your NEs, or if you're a Texans fan watching this, go type your Houstons down in the chat below. We're going to get to my keys to victory in just a second, but first I got to tell you my sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every single weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops. And Prize Picks lets you take control. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if your picks are right, you can cash in. You know, there's a new feature. Early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And I got a lineup for this weekend's game. The more on Drake May and Ramondre Stevenson, 36.5 rushing yards and 230 passing yards. Give me the more on that. And like I talked about, who has the edge? New England has the edge with interior defensive line. Milton Williams, Christian Barmore. They will not run any more than 3 yards a carry. Give me the less on Woody Marks. You can make a lineup just like that when you download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, my first key to victory is limit the turnovers. Because if you watch the game on Monday where the Texans took on the Pittsburgh Steelers, the reason why they won the game was solely because of their defense. Aaron Rodgers looked like a shell of himself out there. He was not able to move. He was not able to throw completions. And the score was 7-6 at half. It was ugly, but the final was like 30-6 because why? Well, it wasn't the offense. It was the defense committing turnovers. They are threatening. When I talk about it, I'm going to talk about Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. a ton this week. Those guys are going to be threatening. You do not turn the ball over to the Texans because if you give them the ball inside your territory, they will score points. If you give the ball to C.J. Stroud all the way at the 10-yard line, the 20-yard line, they aren't going to be able to move the ball, and they aren't going to be able to score points. So if you limit the turnovers, you don't give the ball to the Texans in good field position, you will succeed in this one. The second one, I just talked about how C.J. Stroud can't move the ball. Well, blitz the living hell out of him. I want to see what I saw on Sunday night. Because what did the Patriots do on Sunday night against Justin Herbert? They blitzed almost every play in the second half. And did they struggle? Oh my, Justin Herbert was looking around like, what do I do? And when the Steelers got pressure to CJ Stroud, and the Steelers, yeah, they're okay, but look at this. Kept clean. When he has a clean pocket, CJ Stroud completed 78% of his passes for 230 yards. He threw a touchdown at a QB rating of 122.8. And then I will say 30% of the time CJ Stroud was under pressure. His completion percentage dropped to 33. He had 20 yards, no touchdowns, threw an interception, and look at what that QB rating was. 2.8. That is night and day when you keep a quarterback clean like CJ Stroud compared to when you get pressure on him. So I'll reiterate this. Do what you did to Herbert last Sunday. Bring the house. Bring 7 guys and just rush the hell out of CJ Stroud because he's not going to be able to move. He is not as mobile as Justin Herbert, and he is also a worse quarterback. You get pressure on him, he's just going to throw the ball away because you're already going to have Nico Collins out. So it's Christian Kirk, Xavier Hutchinson, Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins, and sometimes Dalton Schultz. So that's what you need to do. My third key to victory, max protection. Max protection. If you have to run 22 personnel half the time or 21 personnel, go and do it. And what does that mean? 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. Because I'm going to say it again. You're going to hear it a million times. I'm going to sound like a broken record. Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson Jr., and Azeez Al-Shire, I'm sure, is going to be blitzing at some point. They are second in defense in EPA per play. That is expected points attempted. I think that's what it means. Second in passing EPA. Second in pressure rate. They get to the quarterback a lot. Third in EPA. So, you know what that means? They have a good defense. This will be the hardest defense that Drake May has faced his entire career. You are going to have to keep a clean pocket. I'm looking at you, Jared Wilson. No 2 sacks. He let up 2 sacks. Ben Brown hasn't allowed a sack this entire year. If you have to make a quick move and go to Ben Brown, do it right away. Do it in the first half. Do it in the second half. But if Jared Wilson struggles, you got to make a change if you want to keep the season going. Have Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry chip both of those guys on the edge. Get some extra time for Drake May. I'm sure Kyle Williams, or I'm sure Stephon Diggs specifically, will be open. And my last key to victory, you guys know what it is. Red zone defense. The reason why they won the game on Sunday was because of red zone defense. The Patriots committed a turnover in the first drive of the game and threw an interception, and the Chargers took over at the 10-yard line. But the Patriots' red zone defense stood tall. They held their ground. It was the best game that we saw from them all season long. Usually, we saw Josh Allen go 5 for 5 in the red zone. Well, what did Justin Herbert and the Chargers do? They went 0 for 2. And multiple times they had the ball at the 2-yard line. 0 for 2 in the red zone. You know how rare that is to this season? Have the Patriots go 0 for 2 or held a team for 0 for 2 in the red zone? Never happens. Ever. Never happens. If you can hold teams to field goals in the red zone, you will win ball games because it's a lot different from 7 points to 3 points. A lot different. Go ahead and predict the score for me. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you think the score of this game is going to be. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it is going to be just whoever commits the less turnovers. And you know what I got? I got the Patriots winning this one. I don't think the Texans have enough offense for this. I think they're going to score 10 points max, and I got the Patriots winning this one 17-10. It's going to come from a late fourth quarter drive from Drake May when it's tied at 10-10 apiece, and they're going to go down the field and score and win this one 17-10. Go ahead, hit that sub button while you're at it because we will be live for Patriots Texans. We're going to be live at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 90 minutes before the game even starts. We're giving away these helmets, or one of them at least, so you're not going to want to miss out. Hit that sub button right now, and as always, let's go Pats.